que já está nesse mercado já conhece muito bem quem é o Tone Vays. Ele faz muitas análises de preço e análise gráfica e técnica e previsões também sobre qual o rumo dos criptoativos, em especial sobre o preço do Bitcoin. Então confiram essa breve entrevista que eu fiz com ele aqui na Labitconf 2018 em Santiago, no Chile. So Tone, maybe we can start with your presentation in the afternoon. What you're going to talk about the price dynamics, the current bear market. What's your take on the whole thing right now?
Yeah, I looked at the charts late last night. I didn't really like what I saw. I am expecting prices to go down somewhere to between 3,000 to 3,200 for a Bitcoin.
3,000.
3 to 3.2. I don't think that is going to be the end. I'm still waiting for a bit of a bounce and then potentially one more final drop lower. Hopefully the bear market will end in the next 3 to 6 months, but for now it's too early to predict when it will end.
And 2018 has been the antithesis of 2017, or perhaps the replay of 2014. And in my view, I think 2015 might be the same. 2019 might be the same as 2015. Another side market sideways. How do you see this play out?
It's very possible. I can completely see 2019 as being a year where we, as long as we bottom, I can see us going down to 2,000 or even lower in the early part of 2019, and then hopefully we can close the year closer to $5,000, maybe a little bit higher than current prices of 3,600. And that could set us up for a really good 2020, 2021 with the halving and functioning Lightning Network and Schnorr being in the code to give us more privacy, more scalability. Lots of good things are happening in the technology of Bitcoin. It's just that when speculators start to panic, there's no stopping the ball rolling down the hill.
And in terms of the price dynamic, we just had Michael Morrow from Genesis OTC Trading, and he mentioned that the interest from institutional investors, they're still there, they're increasing volumes. How do you think the price discovery is affected by the OTC market, or the exchange affect OTC, or vice versa? How do you see this playing out?
It is an interesting dynamic. I think the OTC market is more long-term. And right now what we're witnessing is more short-term dynamics. About 9 months ago, back when the price of Bitcoin was still pretty high, I had speculated that if you are a very smart institutional investor and you understand that how thin the Bitcoin price discovery order books are, and you understand how to drive a market, you should just buy up a small number of Bitcoin relative to your intended position size. You can use that Bitcoin to just crash the price of Bitcoin and then pick up all you want to pick up in the OTC market then after. I talked about this 9 months ago, people made fun of it, and now people are saying it more and more. And this is not, I wouldn't even call this manipulation. Fine, you can crush them, you just need more money. The beauty about Bitcoin is that whether you're an institutional investor, a billionaire, or a guy with $100, you can equally participate in the market. There's nothing wrong with dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin even now at current prices if you intend to hold it for 5 years or longer. If you're patient and you can wait, then wait. I will wait until it's under 2,000, and then I will buy up as many Bitcoin as I can under 2,000. And if it never gets to 2,000 and I'm wrong, then that's okay as well, because I try to earn income in Bitcoin, and I still hold most of my Bitcoin. I never really sold. I didn't want to take a chance because I see Bitcoin as so important. It's the only unconfiscatable asset humans have ever owned. And I have a long time horizon, as Saifedean likes to call it in his book, low time preference. And I'll wait and we'll see what happens. I'm expecting very good things in the long term.
And last question, regarding the futures market and all the futures contracts we had with CME, CBOE, and there's a lot of debate about how important these contracts are and how they impact the market. What's your view on the future contract, especially with perhaps NASDAQ coming up next year with a future contract of its own?
I never really thought that the futures contracts in Bitcoin were going to be all that relevant. The volume on them is pretty thin. And the most important thing, because there's no physical delivery of Bitcoin, these contracts, they have nothing to do with the price discovery of Bitcoin. I see them more as futures contracts on the S&P 500, and it's just there. And it's great. The one thing I do like about having those futures contracts is that it gives Bitcoin credibility and legitimacy, where it's very difficult for the US government to one day declare Bitcoin as being some kind of an illegal asset, because, well, wait a minute, if it's illegal, why are there futures contracts on it? So that's a really, really good thing. It's almost like, well, drugs are illegal, but hey, Wall Street can trade futures contracts on cocaine, and somehow cocaine is illegal, so you can't really do that. So Bitcoin creates that same concept. Like, hey, how can you declare a Bitcoin to be bad when there are futures contracts on it? So I think it's a good thing that they exist.
Very good. Thank you very much, Tom.
Thank you.